Hi everybody, it's Beth, and today I'm making some super cute winter decor. I use this set of ice skates, this snowflake hanger, some florals and greenery, buffalo check ribbon, and this scarf. All of those were from Dollar Tree. And then black acrylic paint, holographic glitter, Persian gray, and white chalk paint, and hot glue. I started by pulling off the Mary word and the buffalo check ribbon and removing the hanger. I just used a putty knife to pry up the word. And then I used a razor blade just to kind of get the rest of the residue off where the word was, and then sanded it down. And then next I took the Persian gray chalk paint and painted the front and back of it, and I did 2 coats. And then once that was all dry, I took the holographic glitter, which I get from Hobby Lobby, and I just did a nice thick coat of that covering the entire front of it. I did not bother doing the back, I just left it that gray color. So I just gave it a nice generous coat. It dries clear, just gives the glitter effect on top of the gray paint. Next, I took the white chalk paint and painted the front part of the ice skates. I went all the way down to that line at the bottom of the ice skate. So like right below the little snowflake, you'll see that line. I went just down to that. And I covered the front that way, and then the backs, I just painted them all white. I did 2 coats on the front that way, and then I just did the 1 coat on the back. And then on the front, when they were all dry, I just took this needle tool I get from Dollar Tree, and it had that line where the laces are on the ice skate. I just kind of traced out that line to give it a more defined look through the paint. So I did that on both of them, and then on the little circles all the way up the laces, I did that as well. And then next I took the black acrylic paint and just kind of used a very small brush and just went along the bottom of the ice skate where that line is and painted that all in with the black. Just did the line first and then filled down the rest of it that I needed to with the black, and then left just that blade on the bottom so I could paint that a different color. And then for the blade, I used that Persian gray again, just making my lines at first where it met up with the black, and then filled it in the rest of the way with that same gray paint. And then on front of the ice skates, that little snowflake, I painted that with the Parisian gray paint as well. And then I used the same gray paint and just made little lines on each of those circles just to make it look like laces. So the line went from that little circle outward till the end of the skate. And I did that on both of those. Then I took a small brush again and the same gray paint and just kind of dry brushed along the line on the edge of the laces. And then I used the holographic glitter again and just went over both of those snowflakes on both of the ice skates. And then I took the scarf and just cut it open and cut just one slit to have just one small section, and then cut the back of it off because it's not all together. So I just had the front piece of just a piece of the scarf. And then I just held it up on the top of the skate and cut it to fit. So just trimmed up a little on the side and the top, and then hot glued that down into place, and then did the same thing for the next skate. And I was originally going to just put back on the same hanger it came with, but I wanted it to blend a little better. So I just used some white and gray twine that I had got from Dollar Tree and made a loop on the top. Just use that for the hanger. And then I used the same twine and kind of just put the ice skates together how I was going to want them placed on the front of the snowflake. And just took a piece of the twine, knotted it on one end, cut a piece, knotted it on the other end, just so it stayed better when I hot glued it. So what I did was just kind of held them up how I wanted them, and then hot glued the toes of the skate together just so it stayed nice and even how I wanted them. Held them up to see where I was going to need the twine to be for the hanger. Made it a little shorter and then hot glued it to the back of both of the skates. And then I took the greenery and florals and just cut a couple pieces off of each of those and made a little bow out of the buffalo check ribbon. I took the greenery and hot glued it to the top right below the hanger. And then right on top of the greenery, I added my little buffalo check bow. And then I took the hanger from the top of the ice skates and just hot glued that right below the greenery and bow, just to kind of look like it was hanging from them. And then the last thing I did was just put a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of one of the ice skates and hot glued that down to the snowflake. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.